the government is talking about aliens in the ocean to distract us from another sci-fi sounding seabed story, but this one is real. Let's talk about dark oxygen. Usually when we talk about oxygen production, we're talking about us breathing out CO2 and plants and algae using sunlight to create oxygen. But way down deep where the sun cannot reach, the rocks are breathing. Okay, so they're not breathing, right? It's these polymetallic nodules, rocks made up of lots of different metals, and they are conductive. They have little electrons that are tickling the water molecules around them until they break. This is called seawater electrolysis. You're getting oxygen without the sun. So these people trying to study the rocks take a little containment dome down there, and pretty quickly the sensors start reading an increase of oxygen, which is wild, right? So they think the sensors are broken. They send it back to the manufacturer. They do that multiple times because the oxygen level just keeps reading as increasing. They first think it's microbes, but probably not because of stuff, and they realize it's the rocks. Here's the problem. The main people studying this are mining companies because those polymetallic nodules are full of stuff like manganese and cobalt that are great for making electronics. They want to strip mine this environment before we even know what it could do for us. And I think it's rather suspicious that these are the pictures they keep publishing. It almost looks desolate, but when you read the papers about it, it says that half of all the observable life down there that we can see with our bare eye or on video is clinging to these rocks. They don't want you associating them vacuuming this up, stirring all of this up with the starfish that are clinging to these nodules that are producing the thing they need to live. We know nothing about this environment. That dark oxygen stuff just got published 2 years ago, and as recent as 2016, there was an expedition to this part of the Pacific, and half of the animals they gathered there we had never seen before. These nodules form slowly. The minerals have to erode off the landform or come up from volcanic vents in the ocean floor, gather in these sediments, and then form together to form these nodules. They are older than mankind, and even if we strip mine just a part of this, it is going to alter that environment to where we will never know what it was really like. We will never get it back, and every mining company knows that. Put aside the sociopathic needless destruction of it all. Let's talk about how dangerous this is, because stirring sediments full of stuff like manganese, which is a neurotoxin, could be devastating, right? And I know it's naturally down there, but so is oil. Oil leaks out of the seafloor, and there are microbes that have evolved to eat it and turn it into stuff that works in the ecosystem. But when humans come along and tap it, we get a deep water horizon where it's spilling into the ocean and all the otters die. Even when it comes to man-made pollutants in the ocean that we know are poisoning stuff, people are very slow to remove it because stirring sediments can cause a flash in an ecosystem that can kill the whole thing to a point where it never recovers. Like removing an old dock might take decades, and that is what they want to do down there before we even have a chance to learn about it. I'm aware that the Pacific Ocean is unfathomably huge, but we have to stop pretending like what we do out there doesn't matter. Did we not learn our lesson with nuclear testing or dumping our excess chemical warfare out there? How's that working for you, California beaches? I live on the West Coast, and Japanese fishing floats make it to our beaches so much people collect them. Please join me in signing the petition to tell people we don't want this. You know where to find that. And I'm really hoping that if there are aliens in the ocean, they have a taste for mining executives and government officials that allow this.
But the researchers behind the study say it could be vital. They're now warning against removing nodules from the ocean to power green tech.
What we have discovered means that we're going to have to carefully think about if deep ocean mining goes ahead, where that mining should take place, because this oxygen is likely being used.
But not everyone agrees the science here is sound. The Metals Company is one of the leading organizations that aims to mine nodules from the sea floor. They hope to use them to keep things like electric vehicles, solar panels, and wind turbines running. When reached for comment, they called the findings flawed, saying the methodology used by the Scottish research group is raising serious concerns about the validity of their conclusion.